Good morning from Portaventura. You join me for my first ever visit to this theme park. I've always wanted to get here. They've got some brilliant rides such as Shambhala, Dragon Khan, and brand new for 2023, Uncharted, a brand new intimate multi-dimensional roller coaster. However, I'm not going to include that in today's vlog. I'm going to do a separate video for my full in-detail review of this awesome new £25 million investment by Portaventura. But in today's vlog, I've got Express Pass today as well, premium, to be able to run around all of the main coasters and get them done. Bug went in my mouth there, and get them done. Dragon Khan, can't wait to get on that. Of course, two brilliant B&Ms down here at the park. Dragon Khan and also Shambhala, a B&M hypercoaster, which I believe has some awesome airtime. So we're getting on that today and genuinely having a really good day. I've never been here before, so it's all new. All the rides here are really new as well, so I can't wait to experience them for the first time. Unfortunately, a few months ago, they did ban on-ride filming, so there will be no on-ride filming from any of the roller coasters or rides here. However, I will pack plenty of off-ride footage for you all in this vlog as well, with all the different coasters. It's a very exciting one for me. I mean, just looking at this entrance plaza, it looks like an awesome park. I mean, look at the fountain just behind me with Woody Woodpecker, I think it is, the mascot of this park. It looks awesome with all the fountains there behind me. But join me, my first ever visit here from Portaventura. Now, of course, Portaventura is located here in Spain, and it's got an awesome entrance plaza. You can see everyone coming in there with a huge fountain, the park mascot just there, spinning in the center, and all of the different fountains there. They do really look awesome. And of course, here on the entrance, you've got three different entrances. Ferrari Land entrance, the main Portaventura entrance, and just over there to the left there, we've also got the water park, which we will be checking out later on in my visit here. It's Caribe Water Park, or Aquatic Park, and yeah, that's also here as well. But today we'll be heading in Portaventura, and over the next few days as well, heading in Ferrari Land to head on Red Force, 112 mph launch coaster manufactured by Intamin. But today we're going to be getting on the likes of Shambhala, and yeah, in terms of crowd levels today, it's looking pretty busy. I mean, it's June here, so it's starting to get into the summer peak season in terms of tourism, and also the people who live in Spain as well coming into the park. So it's looking to be quite a busy day. However, as I said, I've got the premium fast tracks as well, and I've also paid €5 extra to get on front row of the main coasters down here, which will be awesome. I thought I'd buy them. They were quite expensive. I think it came to €100, including the €5 front row charge as well, so it's quite expensive. However, it's a park that I'm going to be visiting today and probably not for the next 3 years or so. So we've got to get the fast tracks today, got to get on the most rides as we can. And also in the next few days there'll be a day 2 vlog from the park, which won't be included in the fast tracks, so you'll be getting a more realistic view of what this park looks like if you're just a normal guest or don't want to pay for fast track, because it is quite an expensive investment. But with that said, let's head through the turnstiles and head in to the Portaventura Resort. Entering Portaventura, and this theme park has an awesome atmosphere all around. We're in the Mediterranean themed area. Of course, you've got Furius Baco, the intimate wing coaster down there, Shambhala, you can also make out Dragon Khan, and Hurakan Condor, the main drop tower ride down here at Portaventura. And I'm going to make that my first ride down here today. There's Furius Baco. Very excited to get on that. Lots of controversial opinions on that wing launch coaster manufactured by Intamin, the only one in the world for that one. And yeah, all the facades down here look really nice, and it's not looking too hot today, so we should be able to deal with the heat. I'm not great with hot countries and summer. If you haven't already, go and check out the Florida playlist, because that was a very hot experience down there. But there are some amazing coasters in America and Florida which you checked out. Velocicoaster is one of them, and probably one of the best coasters in Florida. But today we're here in Portaventura and making my first ride, Hurakan Condor, the awesome drop tower. This has got to be one of the most scenic parks I've ever visited. There you can see Red Force, of course the Intamin accelerated coaster, and also Furius Baco. Of course we'll be riding Red Force in a few days time when we do a Ferrari Land vlog. And yeah, blue skies all around. You never see that really at Alton Towers. But yeah, very excited to try out some coasters down at this park. In fact, yesterday I came into the park for a little bit and went on the Wild River Rapids and also Dragon Khan. However, haven't been on any of the other coasters down here at Portaventura. So very excited to ride it. My first ever visit to this awesome theme park. You can see how many people are coming to the park just there. Yeah, loads. It's looking to be quite a busy one today. And there's loads of different flat rides down here at Portaventura in this western themed area. Really nice theme, and I mean, this has got to be one of the best themed dodgems that I've ever seen in my life. I mean, look at those. They look really good. There's the queue for that flat ride just there. But yeah, these are dodgems under here. I mean, look how cool that theming is. It just goes to show Alton Towers putting retro squad rides in, and then over here in Spain, they've got this really nice theming for just a set of dodgems. I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, we're gonna head around this corner now. We've got some more dodgems just there as well. Yeah, 2 sets of dodgems there, right next to each other. But yeah, we're going to head round to the drop tower now. Very excited. They've got 3 different towers on here, as you do get with the Intamins. You've got to sit down, stand up with floor, and also stand up without floor. Hurakan Condor stands at a staggering 115 meters tall and has a drop of 87 meters. It's just turned 11, so hopefully in a few minutes they'll open up this entrance and let us in to ride this awesome drop tower. Can't wait to get on this. Similar sort of model to what used to be at Apocalypse over at Drayton Manor. However, Apocalypse is now closed. However, this is much more taller than Hurakan Condor. However, I've just found out that unfortunately there's no speedy pass or fast track for Hurakan Condor, so we're gonna have to wait in the main queue. And unfortunately yesterday it was only operating 1 tower, so hopefully they have more towers operating today, and I have never been on it before, so I'm very excited. With this as well, you don't get to pick what tower you go on, so fingers crossed, I'm hoping for a stand-up tower without floor. But let's head in the queue and head on this awesome drop tower. You can see it behind me, it's huge. Unfortunately, Hurakan Condor is experiencing a few technical delays. It seems to be taking quite a while to get it up and operating. So we'll come back a little bit later on and ride that awesome drop tower. But before all of that, you can see just behind me there the 2 beautiful B&Ms down here at Portaventura, Dragon Khan and also Shambhala. I'm going to head over to Shambhala and do this coaster first and then head back on Dragon Khan. But can't wait for Shambhala, one of my most anticipated coasters. It's a B&M hypercoaster. With that said, let's head over. And these 2 coasters are located in the China area down here at Portaventura. There's Shambhala again over that last airtime hill of the ride. But yeah, in the China area you've got Dragon Khan, one of the original coasters down here at Portaventura, and also Shambhala, which opened back in 2011. And yeah, you can see here the nice waterfalls of the dragon. Yeah, it's a really nice area actually. And overall I've really liked Portaventura. I know I've only been in here for like an hour or so, but the park looks really clean, really fresh, and really nicely done. Like, look at the entrance there for Dragon Khan. Looks really nice. But we'll head over here and head to the right and take a look at the Shambhala area. Wow, can you see the sign there in the distance? Looks awesome. Shambhala stands at a staggering 76 meters and is a B&M hypercoaster that opened here in 2011. The ride layout doesn't include any inversions. However, I think the airtime hills are going to make up for that. But yeah, here in the express pass for Shambhala then. And Jay just got to walk up these stairs next to the main queue. The main queue is literally just there. So you come around this corner, you've got the express pass queue line just here. Shouldn't be waiting too long, probably another 10 minutes down here. I've only waited around 2 minutes. So head up those stairs, head round, and the station for Shambhala is just there. Taking quite a while to get some trains out here. I mean, a train went sent quite a long time ago. Yeah, it seems like they're stacking a bit in the station. But I'm sure it won't be too long until we head on this coaster. I love the classic B&M box style track on Shambhala, 2011 hypercoaster. Come on, let's go. Here we go then, the front row queue of Shambhala, and with the Express Gold Pass, if you pay €5 extra, I was about to say dollars there, €5 extra, you do get the front row queue, or front row of each of the different main coasters down here at Portaventura. Airgate shutting, Shambhala's shambolic operations. Look, we've got some stacking down here in the station. Only joking, I mean, they've got 3 trains on the track, which is great, but it would be nice to get these trains out a bit faster. But yeah, they're doing the best job that they can, and yeah, here we are, they're ready to dispatch and head through the rest of the ride. Of course, on this ride you've got different staggered seating as well. So the front row is like really close together, and then you've got these 2 seats which are really far apart. So you do get the best view you can. There we go, they're dispatching. There we go. But yeah, the staggered seating you can see just there. So everyone gets a good view of the coaster. But here's our train, just about to come into the station. And yeah, you can't beat the B&M quality that you get with these. Great coasters. Well, I tell you what, Shambhala is what you call a roller coaster. I've had 2 different rides on Shambhala. both on front row. The main queue is around 1 hour and 30 minutes, and of course with fast track it was essentially walk on. Had a few technical delays on my second ride, however got it back up and running. Yeah, one of the trains got stuck on the block section, but I believe they reset the block sections and just let all the trains go again. A really, really good ride. Before I get into the ride experience, I want to talk about a bit of the theming and the station as well. In terms of the station, it's really nicely themed. The ceiling's themed, the yacht box is really nicely themed as well. It's a really nicely themed attraction, and all around the area, you've got some really nice bits of theming, all to build up to what is an amazing coaster. Anyway, today it's running 3 different trains, and yeah, those trains include a video recording equipment. So basically what that is, it's basically got a camera on the front of each row, and you'll be able to buy a video for around 16 euros if you do want to buy a video of your reaction and also a bit of the on-ride. Unfortunately, you can't record with any sort of GoPros on the coasters. That was introduced just a few months back, so unfortunately there'll be no on-ride footage in this video. However, I believe you can film a few on-rides of like the water rides and stuff like that. But anyway, you can also get your picture on Shambhala as well. But talking about the ride experience, it's over 70 meters tall, and that ride is amazing. No inversions on that, but it's exactly what a hypercoaster is meant to be. You've got loads of airtime hills. You've got sort of a figure of 8, not inversion, but turnaround section up there, which is really cool. The airtime hills, they're filled with inversions. It's a clamshell restraints on that. So what it does, it comes down to sort of waist area, and your top half is so free, your legs are free. It's an amazing ride experience, honestly. Shambhala is one of my favourite coasters in the world. Maybe not my favourite, but definitely one of my favourites. It's jammed with airtime. The second half of the layout, when you get towards the station, it isn't amazing. It's got airtime hills on that section, but the main section is just behind me here. Just before you come into that splashdown section, the ride is perfect. The drop is fantastic. You go into a sort of a big hole in the ground, and you emerge from it and go into that figure of 8 turnaround section. The drop is amazing. It feels so steep on there, and it's not the steepest of drops, don't get me wrong, but on front row you look down, you see the B&M box style track in front of you. It's an amazing coaster, an amazing soundtrack to go along with it, along with an amazing theme as well. In terms of operations on Shambhala, well, I've got to say they were pretty shambolic. There's 3 trains on the track system, which is awesome, but it's taken so long to get the trains dispatched out of the station. Honestly, I could like mix up a cake in that time. But yeah, it's taken really long to get it out of there. However, staff are working as hard as possible. I think it's really just guests taking quite a long time to put their bags in the baggage hold, because basically what there is the baggage hold is right at the end of the station, and if you're on the front of the train, then you've got to walk all the way to the end of the station, put your bags in there, and then you've got to walk all the way to the front of the train. So it is quite a long process. However, it doesn't take away from the fact that Shambhala is an awesome hypercoaster, definitely better than Mako. And I know Mako over at SeaWorld is a newer hypercoaster. However, Shambhala, it just packs a punch. The airtime is brilliant, the drop is fantastic, and the restraint system, the clamshells, are awesome. You've also got staggered seating on there as well, where basically the seats are, so there's 2 edge seats, and then there's 2 middle seats, so everyone gets a really good view on that coaster. Brilliant, absolutely awesome. I loved Shambhala. In terms of the main queue on there, it's 1 hour and 30 minutes, quite a long time. However, we did have the fast tracks, so of course fast track straight onto that. In terms of fast tracks, I think it's quite unfair because a lot of the trains are taken up by fast track users, and it's great for us. However, for the people that are waiting in that long queue, it's just made even longer by the fact that probably about 50% of the train is taken up by fast track users, probably even more than that, to be honest. So yeah, it's very imbalanced. But with that said, Shambhala is an awesome coaster, and the area that it's located in is fantastic. With that said though, then I'm going to head over to Dragon Khan next. On Shambhala as well, you have this awesome water section here, which is created by these fountains just here. As the train goes past, it all sprays up, which is really cool. You can't actually see it when you're on the coaster, but it does look really good from off-ride. In terms of Shambhala and the dispatches, I would really like to see like an audio sequence as you head out of the station, like Shambhala, get ready to experience it, or something like that, you know what I mean? But a bit of themed audio dispatch on there would be really cool, because the audio levels in the actual station are really low, so maybe one day they could add like a dispatch sequence on there, like get ready to experience Shambhala, or something like that, just to build up a bit more anticipation. But yeah, talking of anticipation, it really does build on that lift hill and the huge drop on Shambhala. Awesome coaster. I've had 2 rides so far. Definitely be getting on it back a little bit later on in the day. But with that said, you can see the red coaster just behind me. Let's head on, just in front of me, behind me, what am I talking about? In front of me, Dragon Khan. This is a B&M coaster, a bit older than Shambhala actually, a lot older actually. So yeah, let's head on it. Here we go then, decided not to go on Dragon Khan as of yet and save it for a little bit later and head on a traditional wooden coaster down here at Portaventura. It's Stampeder, and it's similar to Grand National in the sense that you're racing another train. Instead of sort of green and purplish trains like the Grand National has, you're actually racing a blue and red train on here. So let's head on and see what train we get. And in the express queue, you can pick what train you want to go on, the blue or the red train. I've decided to go on the red train. I can come back later on and do the blue train if I do want to. But I'll try out the red train first, see how it rides. I'm guessing that you get different ride experiences on both, with it being two different tracks basically, and two different trains, just like you do with the Grand National really. I'm really excited to go on this. I've never ever been on another racing coaster apart from the Grand National, so I'm excited to see how this rides. And they've got two different stations for each train as well. Very efficient. Just 10 o'clock in the morning. I've just been on Stampeder, manufactured by Comeback and opened back in 1997. And I tell you what, you don't really hear about Comeback manufacturing roller coasters. And I tell you what, that is the reason why. It's really, really rough. I've now no idea about the train design on there, like what's going on. It's like a cage at the front, and then you've got the lap bars which really compress your waist. Really interesting design, and the whole coaster is actually an interesting design. I really like the interaction between the two trains on there. One comes like that, and then one goes like that, and you get to sort of see the other people on the other train and sort of wave to them. But apart from that, there's nothing great about that ride. It's really rough. You ever been on the Grand National over at Blackpool Pleasure Beach? Think about that, but 2 times worse. It's really rough, it's not enjoyable, in my opinion anyway. It's quite a controversial coaster. Some people really enjoy it, some people really don't, and I'm definitely on the side of not enjoying it. I mean, it's really rough. When I got back in the station, got on the brake run, I was like, thank God that that's over. But with that said, that's Stampeder, everyone. Probably won't be taking another ride this trip. With that said, I think I'm gonna head over to the drop tower or potentially get a ride on Dragon Khan. Here is the awesome entrance to Dragon Khan with the two sort of dragons climbing up the supports just there. An awesome entrance and also quite a cool queue. However, it is all just a cattle pen. Fun fact for you, Dragon Khan includes 7 inversions, 2 of those being 2 vertical loops, and once held the record for the most amount of inversions on a roller coaster until of course it was beaten by Colossus over at Fort Park. And then of course Colossus was beaten by the Smiler in 2013, which included 4 inversions. But let's find the express queue and head on to Dragon Khan. Here's a look outside of Dragon Khan of all of the estimated weights around the resort. You've got Uncharted, the brand new roller coaster up there, £25 million investment by Portaventura. And actually I'm going to be filming a separate video for Uncharted, giving my full review of this Intamin multi-dimensional roller coaster. But yeah, Shambhala, 40 minutes, that's not too bad. Where's Dragon Khan? What's the expected wait for Dragon Khan? 30 minutes, that's not too bad either. But we're heading here next. Yesterday I had a sort of back row ride of Dragon Khan, so today I'm going to get in a front row ride and sort of comparing the 2 different experiences. But yesterday Dragon Khan was surprisingly quite a good coaster. The station's not quite as themed as Shambhala, however, it is running 3 different trains today, which is always great to see. Good operations on Dragon Khan, with the main queue only really being about 30 minutes, which is always great to see. But yeah, we won't be on this train, we'll be on the train after, and we'll head on front row of Dragon Khan. B&M, the best manufacturer, one of the best anyway. I've just been on Dragon Khan, another awesome B&M coaster down here at Portaventura. Had a front row ride today and a back row ride last night, and I much preferred the back row last night. I think the front row was a little bit too intense. In fact, it wasn't even that it was intense, There was the sun that was directly on me, just felt really tiring on front row. And yeah, it's a very rough ride in my personal opinion, Dragon Khan, especially through the transitions on some of the inversions, very rough. However, it's still a solid coaster, it's manufactured by B&M of course, and it's still a great coaster, don't get me wrong. However, it's a little bit rough around the edges, but it's still really good, 3 train service, and yeah, definitely worth a ride down here at Portaventura. One of the original coasters down here. The first, I think it was like the first major sort of roller coaster that Portaventura got, but nonetheless, it's still looking very good. The red track still looks awesome. The blue supports could maybe do with a little bit of a repaint. But apart from that, Dragon Khan, an awesome roller coaster. Nothing amazing, but it's not bad at all. It's just average coaster. The inversions are really cool, especially like the 2 vertical loops on there. They're probably the smoothest inversions in my opinion. However, the first drop, and when you when you go like that into the first drop, that sort of bottom bit of the drop is really rough. But apart from that, Dragon Khan is an alright coaster. With that said, it's starting to warm up down here at Portaventura. So next up, I think it's time for a water ride. Here we go then, here's a look at Tatsuki Splash, the log flume style ride down here. They've actually got 2 different water rides down here at Portaventura. A classic log flume, which is over in sort of the western area, and then this one which has bigger boats. It's not really the typical sort of log flume ride, more of a water ride. But yeah, there's 2 different drops on here. Very excited to experience it, and we'll see how wet we get in a few minutes. Well, I tell you what, Tatsuki Splash does not mess about when getting people wet. Look at my jumper there, come on, pan down, look at that. And look, my shorts, can't really see it, but I am absolutely soaked. Look at this sleeve, look. That's not sweat, by the way, that is actually water from Tatsuki Splash, absolutely soaked. My glasses as well, look at that, incredible. But no, in terms of the ride of that, really, really good. You had chewing gum special on there as well, which is really good. And yeah, overall, really, really good ride. The boats are very lacking drainage. I mean, it's a bit like Valhalla on there in terms of the boat setup, because you go up the lift hill and all the water starts going down to the bottom of the boat. It's incredible, really. Your feet, you've got to be up. That whole ride, your feet have got to be up, because if they're not, your feet are going to be the wettest part of your body getting wet. But apart from that, it's a 2-drop special, and the main drop of that is a double down, not Logger's Leap by the way, but it is a double down on there as well, which is really good. But in terms of Tatsuki Splash, nice little cool down here at Portaventura. But I tell you what will dry me off is Furius Baco. Let's go and head over. Here we are then in the queue for Furius Baco. Such an anticipated ride for me because it's Intamin's only wing launch coaster. And yeah, wing coasters are actually quite common now, but they're manufactured by B&M, Bolliger & Mabillard, and they sort of took the wing coaster and really innovated it. I mean, we've got Swarm in the UK, and of course the world of Jumanji's brand new wing coaster, Mandrill Mayhem. But here at Portaventura, they've got one that's manufactured by Intamin, and yeah, very interesting restraint design. As you can see, it's like the restraints that you get on Intamin's older launch coasters, such as Stealth and also Rita. But yeah, it's here on their wing coaster, and as you can see, there's no stairs to get to the other side. So unlike the B&M's versions of wing coasters, you actually have to just sort of climb across the train where those barrels are. You can see there's a little platform there, and you climb across to get to the other side. So very excited to ride it. I've heard a lot of things. I know apparently it's meant to be quite rough. However, I want to try it out for myself and see how it rides. Just out of this part here, you've got a launch, and there's only one inversion of this coaster as well. So very excited to try it out. Of course, it's got a seatbelt and also overhead restraint on this. With that said though, I'm queuing up for front row, so hopefully it won't be too rough. Oh my word, what was Furius Baco? I mean, that coaster, it's awesome in some aspects, but terrible in other aspects. We'll start off with the pre-show, really, really cool. You've got screens, not really too sure what the pre-show sort of was for this attraction. But anyway, the wine sort of filled up and you launched out of that section. Really cool pre-show. You've got cogs all around you spinning and even a man flying over a cog. That's how crazy it is. But yeah, and then you launch out of the station, and I'm not talking, this is not like an icon launch. This is a full pace launch straight out of the station, 0 to 80 miles per hour in under 4 seconds. sections. It's a hydraulic launch, which means it's done by cable, not LSMs, which you see nowadays, linear synchronized motors, which the likes such as Red Force has, which is in Ferrari Land. And talking of Ferrari Land, we'll be recording a vlog there in the next few days. But yeah, this launch is so fast. It's done, as I said, by hydraulic launch, really, really fast, straight out of the station. And the thing is with this, it maintains how fast the speed of this coaster is maintained throughout the layout, because energy is not wasted on a huge top hat such as the likes of Stealth and Red Force. It keeps its speed going through the rest of that layout. I mean, you can see here this finale turn for Furius Baco. It keeps that speed throughout this rest of the turn. It's an amazing coaster. The one inversion on it is fantastic. You sort of get quite a lot of hang time on it as well, which is awesome. In terms of the train design, I really liked it, the barrels, and I like how you just walk across. I think it's actually easier than having the two different lines that you have on like the Swarm, where you walk down one side and head onto that side, and you've also got the other side. This, you queue all on one side and just walk over the platform if you want to go to the other side of the train. But in terms of how rough this ride is, it is one of the roughest steel coasters I've ever been on. It is really rough. The launch section isn't too bad. If it was just the launch, this coaster would be fairly smooth. However, it's not. As soon as you turn, you bank to the right on this, I think it is, yeah. Bank to the right, get my right and lefts right. Get my lefts and rights and lefts right. And yeah, anyway, you bank to the right and you sort of drop down. And yeah, it is so, so rough. From this point, you realise, God, this is going to be a rough coaster, this. Your head is going like that, right to the side. If you watch the video on there, which you can purchase from the shop, just like Shambhala, literally your head is just going like that. And I'm sure if you've ridden this before, you'll know what I mean. It's a really, really rough coaster. It's just about to go past now. It's coming. There we go. This section even here is rough. I mean, a section like this shouldn't be rough in a coaster, but Furius Baco is. So I really like this coaster. I like the speed of it. I like the train design, but in terms of how rough it is, it's so unbearably rough to the point where I came off and did have a little bit of a headache. It's gone now, but you know, like the sort of headache that you get from like Gerstlauer Eurofighters, like on Saw. That's what I got from that, but it felt worse. In terms of Furius Baco, it's definitely a good ride. Definitely should come on it if you're here at Portaventura, and I'm glad I used my fast track for that, because the main queue is quite long and it's a very short ride experience. But in terms of that, it's an alright coaster. Probably won't head back on it today. However, I'm sure I'll do it in the next few days that I'm here at Portaventura. With that said, I'm probably going to go up and get some food. I've eyed up some Ben & Jerry's ice cream up there, so I'll probably go and get that and then make my way on some other attractions that I haven't done today, such as the drop tower. I love how Portaventura has so many water rides. It's great, especially in the Spanish heat. But with that said, let's head on. I'm not too sure whether it's a 2 or 3 drop special, but we'll find out. So I've just been on the Silver River Flume down here at Portaventura, and yeah, after that I had a little break, had some ice cream, and yeah, I'm back here by Shambhala to get back on the B&M Hypercoaster. It was so good this morning, so I think I'll have an afternoon ride on that. But yeah, in terms of the Silver River Log Flume, really enjoyable log flume. There's 3 different drops on that, and one of the longest classic log flumes I've seen. I mean, the 3rd drop is quite steep. There's no double down or anything like that. It just sort of goes like that. But in my opinion, the 2nd drop you get the wettest on. The 3rd drop was like a nice little sprinkling, but the 2nd drop, all the water comes in the boat. But yeah, really enjoyable, nothing too wet on that. I think we definitely got wetter on the first water ride that we went on, but it's a really nice log flume, and there's plenty of interaction with the family coaster that's in that area as well. With that said though, it's time to get some re-rides on Shambhala, and then I'll head over to Condor, I think is how you pronounce it, I'm not too sure, but head over there and get on the splash battle that's here at the park. And here we are at Angkor, if that's how you pronounce it. At this point, I'm literally making it up, but yeah, the facade there is awesome, and on the front of that you have like loads of roots overgrowing it. I'll show you when I've been on it, but yeah, this looks like an awesome attraction. It's not huge, it's not like a roller coaster or anything like that. It's literally a splash battle ride, similar to Battle Galleons over at Alton Towers, but much better themed. You can see here the shop for the ride as well, which is also really well themed. But yeah, we'll have a little closer look at the ride hardware and system itself, which is just here. And yeah, water looks lovely and clean, don't it? Not like this Battle Galleons water over at Alton Towers. Yeah, you can see the boats there for the ride as well. Looks really, really nice, nicely themed. You've got all the rocks around it as well. And here comes the boats. And yeah, I'm not too sure how wet you get on here, because it looks like the boats are quite apart from each other. Like it doesn't look like the water reaches the other boats, but we'll see how wet you get on here. I think it's more just looking around the theming of the ride, which looks really cool. And also you can actually walk above the ride as well, which is really cool. But with that said, we'll head into the queue, and once again, this is Express Pass ride as well. There's 10 different attractions that are included in Express Gold Premium, I think it's called. I get lost with all the different fast track options, but yeah, it's definitely included in the fast tracks if you are planning on purchasing them here at Portaventura. And yeah, in terms of the fast track prices, I don't think they're too bad. 95 euros I think is what I paid for the Gold Premium fast track, which I don't think is too bad. However, it seems like they prioritize a lot of the fast tracks down here at the park. Like on a lot of coasters, they load like 70% of the train with fast tracks, so maybe they oversell them a little bit. But yeah, here's a look at the ride boats, which are really nicely themed. With that said, let's head on Ankdor, however you say it. And a very helpful queue board down here at Portaventura. Everything is 0 minutes, except from the Portaventura parade, which is 1 minute. So I've just been on Ankdor, whatever you want to call it, however you pronounce it. It was a really, really cool splash castle, similar to the likes of Battle Galleons over at Alton Towers, but much, much more themed, much more enjoyable. Loads of effects on there. However, I noticed a lot of the water effects weren't working. There was a snake that was meant to spray and a few other bits that weren't working in there. But overall, it's a really good ride. Loads of interaction with guests as well. If you want to make friends, then go on Ankdor, because you can interact with people, shoot them with water. Really fun ride. And I mean, look at this. Got probably the same amount of wetness I did on the log flume. So there you go. If you want to get wet, head on Ankdor or the 2 other water rides in the park. But with that said, I'm going to head off the resort now and head to the hotel to get some food, and then come back in a little bit later on and get some night rides on Shambhala or Shami B. Portaventura looks awesome in the dark. You can see there all the tree lit up, and all of the top of the leaves or branches there have all lights on, which look really cool. And all the permanent lighting around as well looks really cool. And they're not just like normal stands, like they go with the Sesame Street theme. You can see one just here that's a bit bent, and this one's a bit wibbly here. Looks really good. I really like Sesame Street. And of course, in the day 2 vlog, we'll be giving this area a bit more appreciation here on the channel. But with that said, let's head on to Dragon Khan and Shambhala. Both have onboard lights, as you can see just there. I say onboard lights, that's actually the lights from the cameras or the videos on each of the trains, because on those rides you can buy an on-ride video for about 16 euros, so it's quite expensive, and it does look like it's filmed on filmed on a potato, so I won't be purchasing them. However, I have got the DigiPass today, where you can collect photos from the different rides. That's $40. $40, what am I talking about? 40 euros. And yeah, you can collect how many photos you want at each ride. I've got the band just here, and I can scan this at each of the photo booths at the end of the ride, and it will all be sort of transferred to my phone, and I'll have a look at those photos later. 40 euros for that, which is not too bad. I mean, you can't put a price on memories, that's what you have to say. But here's Dragon's Card. And the rides really do die down here in the evening. I mean, most of the rides now are on 30 to 40 minutes. So yeah, not too bad. Definitely, if you're coming in, you don't have the Express Pass, definitely stay here till the ride close, because you'll be getting a lot of night rides and won't have to queue too long. It's just gone past 11 down here at Portaventura. I've had so many re-rides on Shambhala. My total today must be over 15 rides on that. Literally been running around for the past hour, just scanning my fast track, heading on, going around, checking out different rows on Shambhala. My favourite row of this attraction is definitely front row. You can't beat that huge drop of the ride on front row, arms up in the air, and just flying over the drop and into the huge hole or tunnel at the bottom of the drop. Shambhala is an awesome ride, one of my favourites in the world. Probably not my favourite, but definitely up there with some awesome attractions. The Velocicoaster is really good. Iron Gwazi over at Busch Gardens as well. It's definitely up with those great coasters. But Shambhala is jam-packed with airtime. It does what it says on the tin. It's an airtime machine. It's made for airtime. One of my favourite airtime hills on this is actually one of the smallest airtime hills. It's just before this airtime hill. I keep saying airtime hills here. But yeah, just before the airtime hill where you go into the splashdown section. Not that one, the one before that one. It's a tiny little hill, but it's an ejector airtime, and So it's just gone past 11 o'clock, and for the past hour I've just been scanning my fast track and keep riding Shambhala. It's a brilliant airtime machine, that's what it is. It's made for airtime. B&M have done another quality job at constructing a roller coaster back in 2011, such as Shambhala. It's a hyper coaster, it's amazing, the first drop is awesome. I've been on many different multiple rows today. I've been on front row, some of the middle seats, and also back row. In my opinion, front row is a must-do on this attraction. It's awesome. I mean, the first drop on front row, you can't beat it. You're going like that, you're just seeing quite a steep drop actually. You don't expect it to be that steep. And yeah, with the clamshell restraint as well, so comfortable. You head down the huge drop. It's an awesome roller coaster, honestly. One of my favourite elements on this coaster is of course the huge drop, but also just before this splashdown section, which hasn't been working today unfortunately, there's an airtime hill. But before that airtime hill, there's a tiny little airtime hill. It's not even that big, it's the smallest airtime hill on the whole ride layout, but it offers so much ejector airtime. It's a brilliant coaster. Airtime is so essential to a roller coaster. This coaster doesn't even have inversions. It's packed with airtime. Such a good roller coaster. And it shows that roller coasters really don't need to have inversions or fancy loops or fancy inversions to be an amazing ride. Shambhala, there it goes. Shambhala is an amazing ride. It includes no inversions. It just goes to show you don't need to be the Smiler and have 14 inversions for it to be a really cool coaster. Shambhala beats any coaster at Alton Towers, and it doesn't need to be world record breaking. It is an awesome coaster. Get yourselves down here. Come to Portaventura just for Shambhala. It's an amazing coaster. But with that said, it's been an awesome day down here at the park. Got so many attractions with the fast track. I'll be back in the next few days checking out the rides that I didn't do today, such as the drop tower, and plus all the little shows and all the different attractions that I didn't explore today with the fast track. So stay tuned for another Portaventura vlog coming out in the next few days. However, with that said, I'm going to head to the front of the park and wrap up my day one vlog down here from Portaventura. I can't get over the fact how brilliant Shambhala is. It's an amazing coaster. My first ever visit to Portaventura has been great. I honestly couldn't expect any more from this awesome theme park. At the end of the day, you saw they had that huge fireworks, water show spectacular, which was awesome, and got on so many coasters today as well with the express pass, which is great. And as I said, in the next few days, well, my first visit to Portaventura has been awesome. Well, my first ever visit to Portaventura has been awesome. I expect nothing less of this fantastic theme park. The coasters are amazing, and the end spectacular, fireworks spectacular, water spectacular, whatever it was, has been awesome as well. The people on jet skis, I mean, they have a very fun job, don't they? But yeah, I've had a fantastic day here at the park. Got so many coasters with the express pass as well, which has been awesome. I'll be back in the next few days filming a day 2 vlog without the express pass, to see how the 2 days contrast each other and to see how long we're waiting for each of the rides. That'll be a very interesting video. But in terms of today, it's been really, really great. Honestly, getting on all the coasters, I mean, my highlight has got to be Shambhala. Awesome B&M hypercoaster. That has been fantastic. I'm so glad, I'm so lucky, I'm so privileged that I've gone on it under 15 times today, which has been amazing. Soaking up all the different rows that Shambhala has to offer. Front row, get yourself on it. It's an amazing coaster. So great, packed with airtime. It's an airtime machine. Dragon Khan has also been another great coaster down here at Portaventura, and they've got so many family coasters and so many water rides at this park. It's great to see. The rapids were great. The Tiki Tiki Express, whatever it's called, was And I wrap up my day to my first ever visit to Portaventura, and I expected nothing less of this park. It's been a fantastic day. I'm so glad and so lucky that I've got these fast tracks and express passes to use today, because it has been, when I wrap up a day from, Right, I wrap up my day to the first ever visit of Portaventura, just in front of the main entrance here, and it's been a fantastic day. The use of express passes has made my day just that little bit better. When I say little bit, like huge amounts better. Running around on Shambhala, Dragon Khan, and all the different coasters has been amazing. Just under 15 rides on Shambhala, and it's one of my all-time favourite coasters. Front row is definitely the row to go on Shambhala. Offers amazing views and awesome airtime as well. They've got a great roller coaster lineup here. Dragon Khan is another great B&M coaster down here at the park as well, alongside Furius Baco as well. As I said earlier, I'll be filming a day 2 vlog in just a few days without the fast track, so it'll be a very interesting video to compare the two, see how the fast track enhances the day, and see whether these fast tracks were really worth it. I'll be also getting on Uncharted, the brand new roller coaster, in a few days as well, which will be in a separate video here on the channel, which is a dedicated review to this £25 million investment by Portaventura. 5 different launches. I'm very excited to get on that new intimate multi-dimensional coaster. But in terms of today, it's been a really great day. It's been a long day as well. Park hours today were 10 AM right through till 11 PM, so I'm absolutely shattered. It's been a long day running around all the different coasters. I mean, I must have done a lot of steps today. But yeah, it's been a really good day. Shambhala, of course, it's got to be the highlight. An awesome coaster. You can buy your videos and also pictures on there, as I said earlier as well. Just over 16 euros for the video, and you can buy the DigiPass for just over 40 euros as well. It's been a great day. This park offers so much, such a clean park. As I said, the spectacular at the end was such a nice highlight. Wasn't expecting it at all. Awesome set of fireworks. The fountain show on there was awesome as well. It's just been a great day, honestly. Staff are so friendly, trying their best as well to speak English, and I come here, I can't even speak Spanish, how bad am I? But yeah, it's been a great day here at the park. It's been very hot, I'll tell you that. However, I say very hot, it's been quite cloudy today, and I'm also glad because I cannot deal with the heat at all. So I'm glad it's been a little bit cloudy today. It's just been able to me to deal with the heat because I'm sweating now and it's dark, but yeah, I'm not great with the heat. But with that said, it's been a great day here at Portaventura, one of my favourite theme parks in the world. It's great theming, especially the entrance. It's all themed to the Mediterranean. You can tell that without even looking on the app or looking at the maps of the areas. The theming's just done so awesomely throughout the park. Next vlog here on the channel though will be a day 2 vlog from Portaventura, along with the water park vlog. I think it's Cariba something, Cariba Creek? Maybe, I'm not too sure, but there's definitely a water park here at Portaventura, and the next few days I'll be checking it out and checking out all the different slides that Portaventura Water Park has to offer. But here from Portaventura Theme Park, it's been a really great day. If you haven't already, do consider subscribing. Plenty more vlogs coming up in the next few days. But with that said, I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.